Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan, we had Memories of the Future, where Zeke and Eren decided to take a tour through their father's memories, only to discover that the Attack Titan has the power to see the future, thus he could see them seeing his memories, which was freaky as all get out. Eventually, this led us to Grisha taking the founding Titan from Frida Rice. However, he couldn't bring himself to do it. He's a doctor. He does not want to hurt people. That's when Eren decided to convince him to do it, and he did. And yeah, Grisha was able to talk to Zeke, actually, and tell him that Eren's going to get everything he wants. Eren's going to be amazing. Eren's going to bring holy hell upon the earth, or whatever. And Zeke has to stop him, so yay. Aren't you excited with all the time we've invested in this main character to have him suddenly just want to destroy the world? It's just great, isn't it? It's just great. I mean, I say suddenly. Yes, obviously, his goal has always been to defeat his enemies, be it the Titans, be it the Marleyans, be it the world, I guess. But whatever. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. If you hear noises in the background, of which there are none right now, but if you hear noises in the background during the video, there's a new AC unit being installed in the house, but the show must go on. I have to still watch this anime, this Japanese animation show, so yeah, they're just going to deal with that. Anywho, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Attack on Titan. Here we go. Welp. You know, he's not going to save the other Eldians outside of parody. This is it. He convinced Ymir. He's going to destroy the world until all that remains is parody. And I mean, what can be done? What has he become? What can be done? Alright, you know, this entire season I've been like, well, at some point, Levi's just gonna kick his ass, right? He's a bit different. He's a bit bigger now. By the way, yes, I do recognize the shot of, King Fritz and his daughters eating Ymir. I do recognize that shot from the Season 2 end credits. Season 2. I mean, I'm... Okay. I am conflicted. Because on the one hand, Eren is... He's taken his edgelordiness to the top. He's like the Edge King. On the other hand, good for Ymir. Good for Ymir for being able to make a choice. That's so sad. That's so sad. She got the power of the Titans and was still a slave. It's not a friend... Well, she got the power and she rose up against, you know, her former master, and then she did... No. Ymir wasn't a leader. The first choice she may have made was to die, but even then, she was stuck with it. Even when she chose to die, she was stuck with the coordinate, with the Titans that she had to make. Props on the backstory, I will say. Props on the backstory, because that's very not what you would expect. You would expect, like, oh, well, she was a slave, this and that. And then she, because she was, she gained the power of the Titan and she fought back and she killed her master or whatever. But no, she didn't. She was still his slave. And the whole thing of, well, she will only obey a person of royal blood. She was never of royal blood. Because it's a combination of the master who has royal blood, and the founder who has her power. That's how that power works. Not that you need the blood of Ymir, but you need the blood of him to control her. And Zeke, at the end there, was filling in that role. He was giving her an order as a descendant of her old master. I'll give credit to that. That's really friggin' brilliant. Like, that's a really good, compelling story. And very much like that, you want to talk about subverting some expectation. There you go. Because it also ties into both views of Ymir. No one's ever truly known this power. No one's ever truly known her. Hold on, I had another point to that. What was it? Damn it. I hate when that happens. But, okay, I suddenly remembered, I'm sorry. It ties into both versions of the story that we've heard so far. The original story is that Ymir, she was a demon, and she, rose through, she gained the power of the Titans and brought desolation to the world. Whereas Grisha's story was, and despite the fact he made this story up, was that, well, she built roads, she built bridges, she built structures, she built infrastructure, basically. She brought order and peace to this land, and that's what they were trying to restore. But it's both. It's both sides of the story. And I like that. I like that very much. That, no, it is... She did do all these wonderful things that Grisha said. She was also the demon the Marleyans said. But none of that was ever her choice. None of that was ever her choice. Maybe the first thing she ever chose was to die. Because he even said, on your feet, I know one spear can't kill you. And it probably wouldn't. But she made the choice to die. Unfortunately, she had to live with that choice. By staying within the coordinate. Staying within the Eldian spirit world. And forging all those Titans for 2,000 years. All of this as she waited. And she waited, and she waited, and she waited. Until finally, she was set free by Eren. And you could honestly say, when you have everything about the 9 Titans, which her Titan is terrifying. Her Titan was absolutely terrifying. But you could honestly say that her jumping in front of that spear and choosing to die formed the Attack Titan. Because what did Grisha say last episode? It's always been the purpose of the Attack Titan to buck authority, to go against the king, to go against everything. And that's true. Because the Attack Titan, it sounds like the Marleyans never had the Attack Titan. No one truly, the Attack Titan was passed just from person to person, while yes, still being, within somewhat of the Eldian restoration movement with the owl, passed to Grisha, until eventually that one choice, that one act of freedom that Ymir ever had, manifested and passed to Eren. And it was his, because he is the attack titan, that he can bring that back and set her free. Because the attack titan can do that. Because it's her one act of freedom that lets Eren free her. Holy crap. So she's not going to listen to Zeke. She's not going to listen to Zeke. She's not going to euthanize the Eldians. Probably because once she finally got her eyes, and she thought about it for 3 seconds, she thought, no, that's stupid. You're stupid. That is still the one thing I will give Eren's plan. Eren's plan to destroy the world, while it's ridiculous, and it's like, oh, okay, let him be an edgelord and stuff. The plan makes a lot more sense than Zeke, so I'll just kind of go with it. But yeah. Granted, Ymir has made the choice not to listen to that of the royal bloodline. She instead is listening to Eren. I mean, I'm sure you could argue that while Ymir, she's... Who started the rumbling? Who started the rumbling? Was it her or was it him? Because if it was him, then really she's just traded one master for another. If it was her, well then Eren's just benefiting from her choice. Either way, I mean, it's the end of the world. It's 100% the end of the world. This is it. The walls have moved. It's time for the rumbling to destroy the world. I kind of want to... God, I wish... we need to play End of the World from JoJo. But I don't even know what characters you would put in there. Like, do you put Eren in for Jotaro, or I don't know, maybe Mikasa? Yeah, Armin there when he's like, wait, what's going on? Like, this is he took all of the walls. You don't need that many. And it's like, oh, dude, that ain't it. That ain't it. Sure enough, Eren is going to destroy the world. And man, he talked to all of them. Every single Eldian on Earth. He talked to all of them. You know what's interesting? Is everything with the rumbling and the walls and these millions of colossal titans. The thing, though, is that was all created by Karl Fritz. That wasn't anything, that Ymir could have done 2,000 years ago. And I find it interesting that this is all because Karl Fritz created the walls. I will be curious about if they're going to do anything else with Karl Fritz, because he seems to be the one who changed everything, He was the one who changed everything by creating the walls, starting the rumbling, and creating the vow. The vow to renounce war. He wrangled his entire bloodline into that, And that's the thing, you think like, well, after 2,000 years, Ymir finally has this freedom. She finally can make this choice, but clearly Grisha saw this. And he was scared. He doesn't want the rumbling you know? You know, I've been kind of thinking about this for pretty much the last week with everything of Eren's memories. So the Attack Titan doesn't see into the future. It was Eren sending memories back to Grisha, and then those memories were given to Eren 4 years ago of Grisha getting the memories of the future. I don't know how this works, but it's interesting because so Eren, it seemed like, Eren, he wasn't going to do the rumbling, he wasn't going to destroy the world, he wasn't going to sacrifice Historia and her bloodline to, to keep up the rumbling or anything. I mean, I guess he's not going with that plan. The original plan was the threat of the rumbling, which would sacrifice Historia and everything. This just seems to be the rumbling, I guess you don't need to pass on the Beast Titan to Historia, because he'll never need the Founder's power again, because he's just going to destroy the world. And unlike Zeke's stupid euthanization plan, there's no coming back from that, Everything else will be gone, and that's just that. But my question is, how much did Eren choose this? How much did Eren choose this, and how much of this is him accepting what happens in the future? Basically, my question is Eren a slave to his own future? Think about that. In the same way, I ask, is Ymir still slave to Eren? Or did she make this choice? Because even if she's choosing to listen to Eren, that's still listening to Eren. I can't get over the fact that she still was never free. Her backstory is so infinitely fascinating because that's not what you ever expect, You expect she gets this power, she rises up, she forms her own land, she has her subjects of Ymir. But that's not it. She gained this power and was still a slave to King Fritz. And I mean, and you also think like, oh, well, she gains the power so that she can free her people. She does this for her people. Nope. No. She did this. No. It just happened. And her people, the other slaves, I suppose, when it was questioned who freed the pig, they all pointed to her. They're just people. Same in Marley, same in Parody. I want to look real quick at who was the voice of King Fritz. Okay, never mind, I was wrong. A guy named Kenny James played Fritz. I could have sworn that was what the hell is his name? Porco Galliard. I could have sworn that was his voice, but no, because I know who plays him. Kellen Joff, however you pronounce that. It's not Kenny James, so. But I heard his voice. I was like, that sounds a lot like him, When you hear that guy's Overhaul and Galliard, like, yeah, you start to pick up on how that man talks. But I guess it wasn't him, so. Well, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. Someone put on End of the World from JoJo. I mean, for God's sake, what do we do now? Now we're at the point where it's like, okay, I'm not just banking on Captain Levi to show up. Oh, we still don't know what happened to him and Hanji, so. Also, this does confirm, though, that Ackermans are subjects of Ymir, because Mikasa heard Eren as well. That's confirmation completely that they are also subjects of Ymir. Whether or not they would turn to Titans, that's still open for debate, but still. How many more episodes do you think we have? I don't know. How do we get out of this? Do we get out of this? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, like, what other note to leave us on other than I don't know. Like, I'm mixed on this because at the same time it's like, Ymir got her freedom, but it's like, well, did she? Did she get her freedom, or did she just listen to Eren? You know? It's a compelling story, especially her backstory is ungodly compelling, I must say. But yeah. I mean, like with every episode of Attack on Titan, I'm just sort of left like, okay, cool, nice depressing stuff we got here. I'm gonna go watch... Well, actually, the next thing I'm watching today is The Witcher. Normally I would watch JoJo after this, but no. I'm watching The Witcher next. Although, The Witcher's pretty fun. So yeah. Alright, I've extended this outro long enough. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Attack on Titan reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.